Your reading's gonna be crazy, the song I'm channeling. And you don't know where you are now. You're lost in the moment. Wait, no. And you don't know where you are now, or what it would come to if only somebody could hear. But you figure out how. You're lost in the moment, you disappear. Disappear. You don't have to be afraid to put your dreams in action. You're never gonna fade, you'll be the main attraction. And my victory, just remember me when I make it sure. That's the energy. Don't be afraid to put your dreams in action. Okay, if you're still here, welcome. I'm Mila. This is Wood Monkey Tarot. If I didn't like scare you off with whatever that was, welcome. Yeah. Yeah. I've been doing quite some readings today because I'm back from vacation, and all the readings have been victorious energy. Like, that is the energy here. And it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. And I'm just so happy to give you this reading because I feel like it's really just gonna be about your spirit team celebrating you. And that has been the energy of all the readings I've been doing today. Your spirit team is celebrating you big time. And they're just saying, don't be afraid, because all your dreams are quite literally gonna come true. And I saw 4-4 on my timer, and now I'm seeing 1-5-1 and 1-5-5. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice is like, ah. That's because of my cold. Okay. You see Squid over there? He's making sure you're paying attention because we're about to get into it. What is it the collective needs to know and needs to hear right now? Actually, what is their current energy? The King of Pentacles. Didn't I tell you that this was going to be a great reading? You're stable. You're consistent. And I'm getting texts of somebody being happy right now. So this is like big energy. There's a sense like I'm hearing you have a golden heart. Everything you touch turns to gold. You know, King of Pentacles is the card of the Midas touch. I've got the Midas touch. Ding. Everything I touch turns to gold. Oh, sugar. That is your energy. And that is literally the thing that's coming forward. If you don't know that song, go listen to that song, because it's such a great manifestation song. I think music, being a Cancer, I love music, and I think music is one of the best ways to manifest what it is you want, because you are directly connecting with that frequency, which is how you manifest. You just gotta sit in the frequency of what it is you want. So go listen to that song Midas Touch by, oh god, I don't know, but I'll link it in the description, because that's your energy. You've got a heart of gold, and everything you are is what you attract. That is like the first lesson of spiritual energy. What you are is what you attract. So you know that in your essence, there's no doubt about it. You will get that success. I'm getting Virgo. I don't know why. I don't even know if this card is ruled by Virgo. But what I do know is that you're working hard. You're skillful. You're approaching it in new ways. You're doing it in a new way, is what I just heard. What is your current energy? That fell on the floor, which means times 4. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. You're not blinded. You're not in conflict with yourself anymore. That's what I'm getting. Like, you're breaking out of this conflict you might have been in with yourself. This indecision phase that you might have been in, like, it's over, and this might be the reading that you needed to hear. It's like you're no longer gonna be fighting these two different versions of yourself is what I'm getting. Yeah, that's the energy that's coming forward right now. I want one more card. Upright or reverse? I'm getting tip, tip, tip on hardwood floors. 10, 10, 10 across the board. I'm seeing somebody strutting with heels. It's giving 10 out of 10. Your essence, your beauty. Like, you are that house. Do you see that house? It's beautiful. It's got columns and shit. It's beautiful. It's like you're walking a path of gold, and I'm seeing, oh my god, now I'm seeing a vision of, which song is that? Is that Billie Jean? No. Is it? Where it's Michael Jackson walking. No, it's not Billie Jean. It's definitely not. Is it? I don't know. I'll find it. It's the Michael Jackson song where he's like walking and then like the blocks light up. That's you. Everything you touch turns to gold. Every room you walk into is like burst open with light. That's your essence. That's what you do to people. That's what you do to rooms. That's what you do to the environment around you. You create like whole new realities out of thin air, because that is the essence that you are exuding at this time. I cannot make it up. I cannot make it up. And there's people who don't want you to hear that. Like, there's people that don't want you to believe in that truth. We have, okay, this is a reverse. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah. There's people who don't want you to believe in the unconditional love of God, is what I just heard. There's people who don't want you to believe that there's enough resources for you. There might be people, or like maybe even like even if it's not other people, it could be your own limiting beliefs or like programming from old past lives. Like, it could be something, right? Take it how it resonates. But there's a sense of like, again, there's a sense of like you not believing that there's enough resources in the world. And again, I'm gonna recommend you read this book, Ask and It Is Given. It's not a difficult book. If you're not into reading, I promise you, it's very easy to read, and I really recommend it because it talks about the law of attraction. Now, what is the law of attraction? Like, I think everyone kind of understands, if you're into my tribe, if you're into this reading, I think you have an understanding of what the law of attraction is, but it goes into it a lot, not deeper, but a lot more practical, in a sense that there's always going to be enough resources for everybody on a certain level. So you cannot let that limit you to think like, oh, there's not even enough money for this, or how am I going to get that? No, there's enough resources for everybody. It's hard to explain the concept, but I really recommend you read the book, because there's no way that you don't have, like, there's enough water. There's enough water. And that is like a spiritual concept that you need to wrap your head around. There is enough resources. And because you also shed that light into every single room, it's not like you say, I'm getting a great analogy from the book as well. It's not like, oh, I'm going to give away my good health so that somebody else can feel healthy. I'm going to be sick for a couple weeks now so that some sick person or sick kid somewhere else will be better. That's not how it works, is it? That's not how being healthy or unhealthy works. That's not how this game is played. And that is how it works in every energetic room and on every energetic level. If you go up in energy, it doesn't mean that somebody will lack it. If you go up in abundance, it doesn't mean somebody else will lack it. Now, some of you people can be, have a very political way of looking at things, is what I'm getting. Some of you might think like, yeah, but what about the big sharks? What about the capitalistic society we live in? And what about the money hoggers that are like, is that a word, that are like, eat the rich, you know? Some of you might have that mindset of like, we eat the rich, but which is very understandable. I'm not going to argue with you on any of those topics because I understand you and I understand your frustration, but there is a need to shift that mindset, because on an energetic level, you can attain just as much abundance and give back in the same way by attaining that frequency. There is enough for you, and you cannot not have it. That is law. That is universal law of attraction. That is a law. I am repeating myself, and I cannot explain that to you in a better sense. So please, I recommend you read the book, because they will be able to explain that to you. Especially if you feel stubborn regarding this topic, read the book. Okay, I've been talking a lot and not reading cards, so let's read some cards. What else? What is it this collective needs to know right now? The star. I gotta calm down. 1 on my time. I have to calm down. The stars. You can reach for the stars. And again, 1122, it's giving me you are in complete alignment with your purpose. Understand that you attaining, being in this Midas touch energy, like I'm getting like you ruling a kingdom is meant to be. That is meant to be, and you are not ripping away anything from anyone else by doing that. You are actually raising the frequency all around you. Even to the people who don't know, even to the people who don't recognize it, even to the people who don't actually get physical or material proof of you helping them, you raising your personal frequency, you attaining this wealth, you attaining this abundance, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be money. You attaining that higher state of being is helping the world in a bigger picture, in a much bigger picture. It's talking next generations. It's talking, this is a destiny that God has put in your hands, right? As everybody has a certain destiny, because they like working through you to help raise the earth's frequency. Does that make sense? I really hope it does, because that is the energy of your reading here. You've got the Midas touch because you know whatever it is you're going to touch is going to be helpful. It's going to be like, because you're so guided, right? Otherwise you wouldn't sit here and watch this reading and listen to me. You're receptive to the information your guides want to give you, which makes you a perfect, how do I say this? Conduit for spirit to work through. Okay? 1311 on my timer. It is the perfect conduit to create through. God creates, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, creates through you, because that is the best way of doing this. That is the destiny here. That is how you create beauty for everyone around you. Okay? Because this stars card specifically is not alone. It's kind of giving 3 of Cups, you know, celebration, party. Okay, now I'm gonna like cut the camera and cough really hard because I have an itch in my throat. Like, I'm also getting with stars, you're just a person who gives great advice to others as well. Specifically in the Botticelli deck, it also talks about that. And it talks about, you know, bright futures, having confidence in your future. And I also heard, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Okay, that was... Hey, we don't judge. I'm asking him to change his ways. Oh, yeah. And then because I first heard, like, the big, like, gospel and change. I'm starting with the man. Like, you bring so much change by working hard on yourself. By, you know, looking at your own flaws, looking at your own, you know, how to fill up your own cup. How to give from an unconditional place. You know, you're working so hard on doing that you help the world. Okay, what do we have here? We have the 8 of Wands. And you're doing it quick. You're doing it fast. And you're like spreading your love like boom, 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 boom. You're like a little earth angel, is what I just heard. Especially with this angel in the image. You're doing the best you can in order to help most people possible, is what I'm getting. You could resonate with being a starseed as well. Wow. Okay, I just pulled a few more cards because there was some stuff coming through. In this Botticelli deck, this card also talks about unexpected return of, and this is just an extended message to what I just said. Everything I just said is still valid. You are still an earth angel. But as I say that, the energy shifts because I'm doing a reading. So the energy is constantly shifting as we're doing this reading. And it's picking up on this unexpected strain, this conflict within yourself. And it talks, and then I pulled clarification cards for that as well because I want to get the truth out. Talks about irrealism. This death card reverse talks about a resistance to change, keeping you stuck, resisting transformation. And this talks about, you know, limiting beliefs. So what I'm very strongly getting, because the 9 of Swords, it also talks about like recurring nightmares or suspicion. So there's like, you're suspicious about this. Like, that's the energy that you're like, I'm just watching a reading here. This person's just feeding my ego. Probably trying to get me to buy some reading from them. Like, that's the energy that's coming through right now. 1711 on my timer. Because there's like a sense of you not fully being able to accept that you're actually in alignment. Because like maybe your reality around you doesn't prove that to the fullest extent. I don't this is new for me as well to pick up on this energy right after such a positive reading. But I very much think it's relevant because there's a sense of you going back into that limiting thought pattern where it's like, I hope you recognize it. Is a sense you need to recognize that, because that thought pattern it's not you being realistic. It's not you being like, oh, you know, I can't feed the fantasies. I need to focus on my goals, because King of Pentacles, it's kind of giving that. It's actually you being like resistant to the change. It's you being resistant to your alignment. It's you feeding versions of your old self by thinking, I need to be realistic. I shouldn't feed these I shouldn't believe everything. I shouldn't, just think that I am this amazing person and that I am healing the world or whatever. Like, no, I need to be realistic. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up on in a way. And I hope this is resonating for you, because there's a genuine message here of you holding on to that's just you resisting change, really. What do we have? Yeah, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. That's you resisting your emotional fulfillment. Very interesting turn of events here. I want to get a clarifier. And I'm also hearing like, but I have children I need to take care of. I need to be realistic. Like, you have responsibilities. If it's not children, it's certain responsibilities that you feel tied to that make you feel like you need to be realistic in this sense. Yeah, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. It is giving me like you feel tied to certain responsibilities or something. But you're also burnt out. What is this? This is the Hermit in reverse. Yeah, because you're not giving, you don't have the opportunity to do the introspection you would like to do. And this is getting specific, like this might be for a particular group or a particular person that's watching this reading. Like you might want to read more, like you might have a long list of books you want to read, but you don't get to it. And you might beat yourself up about it because you have these responsibilities, right? Burdens. And now I'm hearing, like, what is it? Like, removing... Oh, I need to find that. Wait. Yes. Separating the wheat from the chaff. Chaff is coming through, which is basically like an old farming expression, which is like... It's like... It means like I'm reading it right now. It means distinguishing what is valuable, true, or worthwhile from what is not. Now, why is that coming through here? Because I heard it. Like, I knew it. It came to mind, but I couldn't find it. So, distinguishing what is valuable, true, or worthwhile and what is not. There's something here about you carrying burdens that are not yours. What is this about, Spirit? Okay, I never got this card before. We have the Six of Swords reverse. Yeah. Yeah, there are certain emotional things that you struggle to go on a new journey. And then we have the Three of Swords reverse. Yeah. This is emotional, I think. But also mind. It's very mind focused because we have swords, swords, swords. And then we have cups, swords, cups. And so there's an entanglement between your emotional feelings and your mind, where it's like maybe you have Aquarius placements where you intellectualize your emotions a lot. That's kind of what I'm getting, the energy that I'm getting from this. You're trying to be realistic, but your emotions are telling you something else. 2 on my timer. This could have to do with an emotional connection that you're struggling to let go. A state of a broken heart that you're struggling to let go. Like, something there. Like, there's something there about you feeling comfortable in your displeasure. Something about you feeling comfortable in sadness that is making you... And that is like the ego, right? The ego gets comfortable in certain versions of ourselves that it gets to a point where it protects us so much from going into a new phase, right? Death reverse, resisting change. Like it protects us so hard that it refuses to let go of that version, even though the next version is way happier because it's not familiar. So the ego is like, that's scary, so I'm gonna stay in this sad state that is so familiar to me because, yeah, that's just your ego. And that comes, I'm seeing for you, that comes in the form of like intellect. That comes in the form of, I need to be realistic, and you have all your reasons set out to why you can't frolic in this earth angel Midas touch energy that you actually do embody. I hope this is landing. So yeah, that is basically the energy here that I'm picking up on. Now, I want to get this clarified through my character deck. Okay, so this is very specific, but I'm also picking up on, because this card in reverse, specifically in the Botticelli deck, also talks about sudden departure, and then obviously the Three of Swords is also about... So this could be about a sudden breakdown of a relationship that has caused you to feel responsible for only, like, maybe you're taking care of your children. This doesn't have to resonate for everybody, but I'm getting that strongly. where it's like there's a sudden breakdown of a relationship which has made you feel very sad, and that is one of the reasons why you stay stuck, because there is a sense of you holding on to pain that is making you lazy. Sad. Lazy is coming through for some of you. Take that if it resonates, right? So now I want to see your current energy and the energy you should be in afterwards. So let's see. What is your current energy? Let me put this away. What is the collective? And Joker is coming forward again. Which is funny because I did a reading on my TikTok where I was like, I'm in a Joker vibe, because I had a purple shirt on and I have green pants on. Unbound, perceptive, disruptive. Absurdity. There's something absurd about, and I'm getting this is getting very specific. I'm not sure if this will resonate for everybody, but there could be whoever is making you feel sad has like deceived you in a way. Whoever is making you feel sad has deceived you or was very self-serving, which has caused you to feel so tired. Or whoever is around you is very self-serving. And I'm getting a little bit of like shivers on my back when I say that. So there might be a message here of you needing to look out for these energy leeches, as I like to call them. People who are very self-serving, and this could also be children, where you need to set a boundary, right? It doesn't have to be that, but take it how it resonates. That are deceiving you or have deceived you in the past, that's making you feel sad. Forest spirit is coming out. Life and death. Oof. And now I'm getting shivers everywhere. I'm getting very emotional. So what's coming forward is the sudden departure of a loved one. That's making you feel very sad. And this is definitely not my energy. I am picking up on something very strongly right now. Wow. This could be for a specific person in the collective or for some of you. Yeah, so this doesn't just have to be in a way that, okay, yeah, that's coming through. That's why Mushu came forward, because it's misguidance. This doesn't have to be necessarily about a person leaving you, but it is coming forward that there is a certain sadness. Right, so, okay, I hope it's clearing up, because I'm also reading the cards trying to understand what's going on, but this card just made it very clear. And if you're still here, I love you. Yeah. Something about somebody having crossed over to the other side, right? And that is hurting you. That is why you feel sad. That is why you feel lazy. Something that was inevitable. Pisces is coming forward. So there's this thing about other realms. And I'm getting like, oof. And I'm getting something about, and I'm getting goosebumps and shivers everywhere. I'm getting very emotional. This reading is taking one hell of a turn. They're watching over you. And it's making me cry. I don't even know. They're watching over you from afar. You can see in the image here. There are certain cycles of life that are inevitable. Death, we all have to die at some point, right? That is an inevitable thing that all human life goes through. And there's a sense like there's a message there. There's like a certain okay. Saturn energy. I am at a loss of words for this one, to be fair. To be completely honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna pause really quickly because this is a lot. Okay, and now I'm getting shivers again. Just cleared my nose. That if you're seeing a lot of deer, if you're seeing a lot of a certain animal a lot, especially deer, and I'm getting shivers on my back. I'm getting shivers everywhere. That's them coming forward to say hi. And I'm gonna cry again. Powerful energy. Powerful energy. You know, for me, it's a bird that comes forward that I know it's my grandma. For you, it can be somebody else you love that suddenly passed away, and they're coming forward to say hi in the form of a deer. That is a very specific message for somebody out there. Now, I want to see what else wants to come forward here. Celine. So this could very much be a lover. Libra, Venus is coming forward. They're open, they're present, they are present. That's what I'm seeing here. And it's funny because idealistic is coming forward. This could be your energy. You're uncertain, right? And that's also what comes forward in the Victorious song, going back to the beginning of the reading. Where it's like you're uncertain of the future. You feel like you're in the dark, but as long as you breathe through it and you let it go, you're gonna be all right. 3111 on my timer. Okay, what is the energy this collective should be in, Spirit? What is the energy the collective should be in? Ashtaka. So you might be a fan. You might have seen the movie Princess Mononoke, because we do have the 2 cards of that movie coming out. If you haven't seen that movie, I think you should watch it, because there are lots of beautiful messages in that film as well. Highly recommend. So this is the energy you should be in. You should be calm. Calm down. Don't panic. Compassionate. And I think mainly towards yourself. You can be a mediator in some way, in either a work environment, in a family environment. There's a sense of finding balance, being fair-minded is coming through. Now, Ashtaka, he's a very, very, very commendable character. And I love that this is coming out for you, because I feel like you already have the essence. I always think that if this is what Spirit wants you to be, this is the essence that you already embody and thrive in. You might just need a reminder. That's really all I'm here to do as your reader. It is to remind you of who you are. And Ashtaka is my favorite character. It's my favorite anime character of all time. I love this movie mainly because of this character, because this is my favorite film as well. And I see that it's coming through because this character has so much compassion for all around them. And they listen to all sides of the story. He listens to all sides of the story because there's a whole war going on that he somehow found himself in. And he's listening to the side of the enemy. He's listening to the side of the girl that he likes. He's listening to the side of the people. He's listening to the side of all different groups. And he's trying to be as fair as possible to make his decisions. Because all he wants is peace amongst people. All he wants is for the war to stop and for people to start working together in the best way that possibly can. And he's trying to do that by being calm and just going for trying to be as morally right as possible. Like, he's a very strong moral compass. And this is the energy that you should be embodying at this time. Yeah. I think I want to pull you some cards from my Shaman's Oracle deck. Again, if you're still here and you got through that murky part of the reading in the middle there where I wasn't really sure what I was picking up on, I'm grateful you're still here, because the message ended up being very strong. So I know that only the right people have stayed and listened. And even if you don't want to comment, if you want to make yourself known, just make sure that you know that I love you. Now, I didn't grab my Shaman's Oracle because I feel more called to give you some more direct clarity. So let's go and see what it is your spirit team wants you to know. What is it that your spirit team wants you to know? Seize every minute. I'm only going to grab one card because these are too many. I'm grabbing each... Okay. Embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. And I'm getting that this is also something that you have been made very aware of. That time is precious. And it's time for you to seize every minute. Embrace each moment. Because you do have a strong purpose, and that's also what was coming through in the first place, and why this reading started out like this, because you have this beautiful essence to you, this light that shines very brightly, and that's why I want you to seize the minute, because each moment you exist, you are fulfilling that purpose that you're meant to be living, and they want you to realize that and embody that even more. Trust your path. Didn't I talk about a strong moral compass? There's a compass right here. Trust your compass. Trust how well and fair you are. Trust your path, because, you know, Spirit sees that and acknowledges that truth in your heart. And that's why your path will, you know, how do I say this? That's why Spirit is laying out the path in front of you, because in a way where, like, it's not like they're making it obvious, but your moral compass makes it obvious where you want to go. So all Spirit does is try to make the road easier for you in a way. And you can make it easier by trusting yourself, because once you trust, and I'm getting like an analogy of like Spirit, like I see little angels putting down, you know, how do I say this? Like the tiles, putting down tiles in front of your feet to help you step. But you hesitate. So you turn around and you're like, oh, should I go there? Should I go there? And you're thinking, and then you misstep and you fall. When in reality, if you just say, okay, I trust, and you walk, Spirit has the steps there right in front of you. They laid out the tiles. Even if you are blindfolded and walking, they're laying down the tiles in front of you. Trust your path, listen to your intuition, seek the direction, and embrace discovery. Answers reveal the journey within. Okay, we have one more. Embrace the unknown with curiosity, letting each journey shape your path with the wisdom. Shape your path and wisdom. So embrace this adventure that you're on, you know? See it as an adventure as well. That's why you gotta seize every minute. You know, when you're on a holiday, and you reach your hotel and you're tired and you're like, oh, I can finally rest. You get back up because you're like, I'm here to experience each and every moment of the country I'm in right now. I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not gonna rest. I'm gonna go around and explore. And that's kind of the energy you gotta be in right now. Resist that laziness. Resist like just whatever. It'll happen later. Like, no, you're here now. You get to live now. You have this body now to move around with and do things. So go do them. You know? I think that's a beautiful ending to this reading. If you're still here and if you watched the whole thing, I love you. If you did watch the whole thing, I recommend, if you don't feel like talking, I am always very curious to know who watches the full reading, so maybe you could leave like a little, I don't know, a panda is coming to mind. I don't know. Put a panda in the comments. There was no panda in the reading at all, but put it in there. Again, it's coming to like black, white, balance, yin, yang, something about balance. That's very important here. I do offer personal readings. You can email me at woodmonkeytarot@gmail.com if you're interested to know more. I can send you my menu. I have a lot of different readings to offer. They are as cheap as 22 euros. I offer email readings about career, a relationship, or your general energy at the moment. I offer more extended readings as a YouTube link, private YouTube videos about your ancestors, getting to know your ancestors, getting to know your spirit team, getting to know, and then I have like, there's a lot in there, okay? If you're interested, you can DM me on my TikTok with Monkey Tarot, or you can send me an email with your question and we can get started. So yeah, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. And I hope this reading resonated for you. And I'd love to hear what you have to say and what parts of the reading resonated. Because, yeah, I'm curious to know. Okay. Thank you so much. I love you. I'm sending you lots of love. And I'll see you in the next reading.